Hello YouTube people, this is a video about preferences and knowledge. Cheeky Vimto08 made a video arguing that being gay is not a choice, with two arguments. Just to be clear, I don't think that being gay or straight makes any moral difference, so I don't care if you're gay or straight or whatever. So Cheeky Vimto08 said that preferences are innate and randomly distributed, and that you can't choose your preferences because preferences are the criteria by which you choose. Both of these arguments are wrong. Preferences can't be cleanly separated from knowledge, so they can and do change as knowledge changes, and as a result of that, it can't be true that preferences are innate and randomly distributed. For the purposes of this video, knowledge is useful or explanatory information, and that doesn't just include thoughts, it also includes computer programs, books, genes, and other stuff that instantiates useful information. Now, in order to prefer A to B, you have to be able to distinguish between A and B, and that requires that you have some knowledge of them. In addition, preferences are a form of knowledge. If you prefer A to B, then A measures up to some standard you hold better than B. The standard is knowledge that some kinds of things are better than others. A preference is knowledge about specific examples. A bit more about knowledge. All knowledge is created by processes that involve creating variations on existing knowledge and selecting among those variations. Mistakes are common, the world is complex, and we have to figure it out piecemeal. So there will be lots of conflicts between different pieces of knowledge, since they may have different implications for problems they were not invented to solve. For example, if you drink lots of alcohol to have fun and you want to be healthy, those two priorities may be incompatible. Quantum mechanics and general relativity are also incompatible with one another. A rational person should be willing to throw away any idea that has been criticised. You shouldn't act on an idea of which you have a criticism, because otherwise you're just ignoring a criticism. You might replace an idea with a slight variant, like drive to the shops instead of walk if you're tired. This new variant should be treated as a new idea for clarity. It's different and improved compared to the original version. Now, any particular choice uses some preference, but that doesn't imply that any particular preference will be preserved for longer than is required to make a single decision. You can choose by different standards at different times. But you might say, well, gay preferences are encoded in genes, and so they can't be changed. Well, that's not really true. Your genes instantiate knowledge. If that knowledge is written into your brain as ideas, and you refute those ideas, your genes can't do anything about it. They are not a moving target. And your ideas are. Let's suppose that somehow part of your brain was wired so that every time you see a man you get an erection. Well, you could reinterpret getting an erection as an inconvenience if you had a criticism of gay sex. So it can't be the case that you have a hardware-based preference that you can't change. Many people feel that they could not change their sexual preferences, There's no criticism that should prompt people to change between gay and straight. There are lots of other problems people have with relationships. So lots of people complain about jealousy or doing stuff they hate to please their partner. Those are problems. But the shape of a piece of meat, like a penis or vagina, doesn't cause these problems, so it's not. Whether your genitals happen to match the person you're having a relationship with is not the issue. Now, I think that the preference for the theory that you can't change your preferences should be changed. First of all, purely on the gay issue, or the issue of gay people having to deal with homophobia, if preferences can't be changed, then homophobes can't change their preference for hating gay people, and so saying they should change is pointless. So why would you argue with them? This is an idea. To the extent that gay people adopt this idea, they're shooting themselves in the foot, as far as these arguments are concerned. Also, the idea that preferences can't be changed is inconsistent with human history and epistemology. You have to change preferences between ideas to create knowledge, and lots of knowledge has been created, so lots of preferences have been changed. The idea of unchangeable preferences is an impediment to progress, because, again, all knowledge creation involves changing preferences. So anyone who wants progress should condemn it. And finally, people should change their preferences by adopting preferences of which they have no criticisms. That's all I have to say about this. Goodbye, and keep on doing what you think is a good idea.